So the first season of What If had 9 awesome episodes, but which one is going to get the #1 spot? Let's begin the ranking. Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel, Lifestyle Critic. I hope you're having a brilliant day. So the first season of What If has just concluded, and I have to say the first season was just so awesome. It's such a shame that a couple of episodes got delayed to season 2, but that being said, I did really enjoy this show, and it's just such a shame that it wasn't more beloved. But that being said, there are 9 awesome episodes, and I'm going to rank all of them, not really from the worst to the best, because they all were really awesome. Maybe bar one episode, which I was a little bit unsure of, but the other 8 episodes definitely go from most enjoyable to totally most enjoyable as well. So let's begin the ranking and see what is going to get the #1 spot. So in at number 9 is What If Thor Was an Only Child, and I have to say this episode just didn't really work for me. I think they were trying so hard to make it really funny, to make it really different, and to make it really distinctive, but it just came across as being a little bit cringeworthy. And also the question in this episode didn't really get answered in a bit of a deep way. I think they could have really explored the Thor and Loki relationship in a lot of detail in this episode, and they just did it in a bit of a mock way. They were just clearly trying to have a bit of a laugh with this episode, but it just didn't work, as the other 8 episodes were just so much stronger. I also think funny Thor works much better in an ensemble situation, like he did in Thor Ragnarok and the 2 Infinity War and Endgame movies, as well as the finale in What If as well. So I just feel like this episode, unfortunately, didn't work that well, which is why it's in at number 9 in my ranking. So in at number 8 is What If Peggy Carter Was the First Avenger. Now this was a decent episode to kick off the entire What If series, which was effectively retelling the first Captain America storyline, except this time Peggy Carter is the one that gets a super soldier serum instead of Steve Rogers. Now like I said, it was a good episode and it did kick off the series really well, and obviously brought us Captain Carter, who is obviously going to be a much bigger character in the live action movies and the TV shows. But I just feel like as the series progressed, the episode just got better and better. In at number 7 is What If Killmonger Rescued Iron Man. This was a really good episode that really showed how clever, conniving and manipulative the Killmonger character is, as he was able to plan everything to perfection and also was able to fool everyone, and his plan was just incredibly successful. And it also brought together the worlds of Iron Man and Black Panther together really well. Like I said, this is a really great episode, and the only reason that it's not higher up in this list is that the other episodes are just ever so slightly stronger. In at number 6 is What If T'Challa Became a Star-Lord. Now this was such an awesome episode, and I absolutely loved how they showed Chadwick Boseman's T'Challa character is just so positive and is able to radiate his positivity, and as a result is able to quite literally transform the entire universe, most namely turning the Thanos character into a bit of a hero character, which I just think was so mind-blowing when this episode first came out. And it also showed how the Yondu character is still capable of really doing bad things, even though he's coming across as a bit of a good character, as he literally kidnapped and stole the T'Challa character and led him to believe that the Wakanda area got totally destroyed. And at the end of the episode, it was actually really nice to see the Black Panther universe this time merging with the Guardians universe, which was really interesting, and I just feel like as a result this episode is really strong. So we are now in the top 5. So in at number 5 is What If the World Lost Its Mightiest Heroes, and I absolutely love the fact that this episode was a total murder mystery, which I just think is so cool. All of the Avengers movies and TV shows definitely follow a very different structure. So for example, WandaVision had the sitcoms, the Spider-Man movie series follows a younger teenage character, the Ant-Man movie was a bit of a heist film, and this time they've got murder mystery in there, which I just think is really cool. And also the Hank Pym character, who I just think is such a legendary character, especially as he is a founding member of the Avengers team. He is finally getting his chance of being in the spotlight, which this episode did in a really cool way, even though it did do it in a bit of a twisted way as well. I still think it's a really cool episode, and I just absolutely love the fact that they had a murder mystery within the Avengers universe and space. So in at number 4 is an episode that quite easily and quite literally could have got the number 1 spot, which is what if Doctor Strange lost his heart instead of his hands. And I just think this episode was just so brilliant. It quite literally left you feeling numb by the end of it, and you just didn't know what to do, you didn't know what to say, as it was just so powerful and heartbreaking as well. And it really did show how awesome the Doctor Strange character really is, and returning to this world was really, really cool. As I said in the previous episode, it was a really cool murder mystery episode, whereas this time it was a bit more inspired by the Groundhog Day and the butterfly effect, where you're trying to make your life an absolute perfection by changing things in the past and trying so hard to make the love of his life live. And I just feel like it was really powerful as well to see the Ancient One splitting Doctor Strange within one timeline, and us finally meeting the evil, darker Doctor Strange, who you just know is also going to play a much bigger part in the future seasons and TV shows and movies. And I just feel like this episode was absolutely mind-blowing. So we are now in the top 3, and like I said with the Doctor Strange entry, the final 4, easily all of them could have got the number 1 spot, as these 4 final episodes are just so brilliant. So this one is focusing on what if Ultron won, and similarly to Hank Pym, I am such a big fan of the Ultron character, and I'm so glad that this character finally got his moment to shine in these final few episodes, which was really, really cool. And Ultron getting his hands on the Infinity Stones was just so shocking, and quite literally meant the destruction of the entire multiverse, which really was earth-shattering. No pun intended. I did feel like this character was a little bit too overpowered and a little bit too unstoppable, but you know, that being said, that really did demonstrate what a true threat he was, and really did mean this episode was absolutely awesome. So in at number 2 is literally another one of my favourite episodes, What If Zombies, very short and specific, but it was just so good. Literally did feel like a bit of a horror movie with all of the Avengers characters and the villains turning into unstoppable zombies and still maintaining their superpowers, which was just so cool. A lot of unexpected twists and turns happening, a lot of shocking moments, and it really was very inspired by a horror movie. And God, the final ending and unexpected twist with the Vision character was just so sinister. And I also really love Spider-Man in this episode as well. It really did feel like a Spider-Man TV show episode, except this time he is partnering up with all of the Avengers in a Marvel Studios world, which really was so cool. And I just think the fact that they were even able to pull off this episode alone was just so wicked, and I just cannot wait to return to the world of the zombies. And in at number 1 is what if the Watcher broke his oath, which really was the Avengers moment of all of the characters across the What If episodes teaming up together and then stopping the unstoppable Infinite Ultron. This episode was so cool. I love seeing all of these new Avenger characters being put together and then trying so hard to stop this multiversal threat, which I just thought was so wicked. And the twist at the end with the Watcher really did mean that we are going to see all of these characters again in the future, and I'm really excited as well to see season 2 of What If, because if it is at this standard, it's just going to be so brilliant. You can check out all of my individual episodes across all of the 9 episodes of What If. I'll link all of them in the description box below, but I'd love to now hear from you. What do you think of this list? What did you think of the What If show as well, and what is your top 9 ranking? Let me know in the comment section below. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you in my next video.